And what beautiful storytelling, am I right? Mm-hmm. And that's really what it comes down to, is storytelling. That's what separates an icon from a non-icon. Now, I'd like to welcome back to the stage to talk about storytelling, Sir Edwin Ham. Please welcome to the stage, Sir Edwin Ham.
Thank you once again, Professor. Hello again. I'm happy to, Seth has asked me this evening to lecture on storytelling. For a moment there, it looked like I might have to finish the class this evening. I'm not sure if you noticed during the last presentation, it appeared to several of us towards the back that Seth may have experienced some kind of stroke. It was explained afterwards to me that that was not a stroke, merely his impersonation of the artist formerly known as Prince. So he's all right. I'm happy to speak to you tonight. He's asked me to speak about storytelling as it relates to iconology. There are many famous icons, which is how we Brits pronounce that word. I'm not exactly sure what it is that Seth's doing this evening with that word. We say icon. He's asked me to touch specifically on a group of people who made a major contribution to storytelling during the late half of the last century. What do you call them here? I forget the translation again. They're, what are these people like? They're very expressive people. They're very direct, sometimes to a fault. They live basically in New York. Jews, yes. I'm paying tribute this evening to some Jewish storytellers, a very iconic story from a very iconic storyteller. So if you'll forgive me for a moment. Full disclosure, the monologue that I'm about to perform contains 350 to 400 words, depending on how you respond. So if it's any incentive to you, the more you laugh, the less words I will use. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to tell you a story. I shot a moose. I was hunting upstate New York, and I shot a moose. And I'm driving it home along the West Side Highway. But what I didn't realize was that the bullet hadn't actually penetrated the moose. It sort of pierced his scalp, rendering him unconscious. And I'm in the Holland Tunnel, and the moose wakes up. So I'm driving around New York City with a conscious moose on my fender. And the moose is like signaling for turns, you know. And I'm very panicky because it's a law in New York State. You cannot drive with a conscious moose on your fender. But Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I'm very panicky, and then suddenly it hits me. Some friends of mine are having a costume party. I figure I'll go, I'll bring the moose, I'll ditch him at the party. It wouldn't be my responsibility. So I drive up to the party. I knock on the door. The moose is next to me. My host for the evening answers the door. I say hello. You know the Solomons. We enter. The moose mingles. Did very well. Scored. I did not. Some guy was trying to sell him insurance for like an hour and a half. 12 o'clock rolls around. They give out prizes for the best costumes of the evening. Now, in first place were the Berkowitzes, a married couple dressed in a moose suit. The moose came in second. The moose is furious. He and the Berkowitzes lock antlers in the middle of the living room. They knock each other unconscious. Now I think, here's my chance. I grab the moose, strap it back to the fender of my car, and shoot off to the woods, but I got the Berkowitzes. So I'm driving around New York City with two Jewish people on my fender. And there's a law in New York State, right? Tuesdays, Thursdays, and most especially Saturdays. The following morning, the Berkowitzes are found in the woods in a moose suit. Mr. Berkowitz is shot, stuffed, and mounted at the New York City Athletic Club. But the joke is on them because they don't allow Jews.